Hello. Uh, Good day to you. Nice. All right. So we're doing the single piece grid component for today. We are going to be making this design, which is quite nice. And the name kind of give it away, since it's called the single piece grid component. I'm guessing we are going to be using grid for this design. Seems like a Seems like two rows and then two columns. And for this one, it seems like it's just a one column. That's gonna be interesting. What I could do is, with the same design as the last one, make this into like a flex column, or I can just make this into a one column. Hmm. Yep. Same start as last time. This is the style guide, which I have put in before we start this. Um, we have all the colors done right here. We set the font size to 16. We also put the family fonts and link them to our HTML and CSS. And with that, that should be good to go. Nice. Also, I would like to give thanks to Robert Ronald for telling me on how, or the reason why there is a gap between the columns. And it's because that I set the columns to one fraction each, so that means they will grow in the middle. They grow, and that the middle one is larger than the content, the other content center, so it's going without it. And we can fix that by setting the middle column to max content, and it should remove the gap. Thank you for that, Robert. And with that, it may also help me with today's grid design. So that's going to be quite useful. Maybe instead of like a max. Hmm. Mm, that should be something. Nice. All right. This is what it looks like right now. But if you wait for a few minutes or hours, it should be looking much like this design. Now, first off, we are going to do the mobile version first, because for me that's easier. We will go to the 678 one, because that is the exact size for the mobile version. Nice. And let us start, shall we? I am going to do this real quick. Cool. All right. Let's see here. But looking at the design, we are going to do a grid set them sets because of the name, and what we're going to do is we are going to put these three parts into a div some sorts. But what I can do instead is not use div for this one, because it seems pretty straightforward. This part could be the header, this part probably the footer, and then this part is probably the main, because this is basically what the main content of this wants to be. And let's do that. Cool. Alright, first off, let's set a header, and we will put these contents into this element. and then we will then put a main, and then let's also put a footer. And we will cut and paste them to their respective sections. As always. Let's see here. Looking at the design, it seems like this is probably going to be a paragraph. These two is it seems like the same. No, this is something like a little bit bigger. Maybe like H1, H2 paragraph. This can be H2. This could probably be. I think I'm gonna make this section a paragraph as well. Yeah, maybe put like a span next to this number and then the dollar sign and edit it to make it bigger. And this can be a paragraph. This can be a button. And then this is going to be a H2 and then paragraphs. Or maybe a unordered nest. Actually, how is the what's the desktop design? Yeah, let's do with a unordered nest. For that one, that's nice. And let's put it where it is. Okay. Nice. Good. For this one, it's going to be a H1. So we just copy and paste that there. This is going to be a H2. And this is going to be a paragraph. Whoops. There's monthly subscriptions. No, it seems like the same size as the H1. I'll probably put that as a H1. For these, I am going to put it as a paragraph. And then I am going to put a span next to the $29. And this can be a button. Using links also work, but since I've been starting to learn JavaScript, it's better to use buttons for buttons, since it does help with JavaScript. However, we don't need to do it here, but it's best practice to start using it. Unordered list, and then inside that unordered list is a exercise, and now it should show up as a list in here. Yes. Okay, this is what our website is looking like right now. Looks good. Looks good. Good. I think first we are going to set the background color, and then we are going to add a margin. No, we're gonna add a padding to move the main contents inside. It's just like rectangular shape, and then we shall probably add a column. Now, do I want to use fix or do I want to use grid for this? Seeing how simple this is, I am going to be using flex. I'm gonna use flex for the yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna use flex because with grid it's gonna create like some gaps in between, and I will put like maybe like a max content, or maybe like remove the gaps in between them. But I think I'm going to use flex for this because it seems quite easy. So first off, we are going to be setting the body as a different color. And it seems to be like a grayish blue, so let's see how that looks. Oh, that doesn't look right. Probably like a light gray instead. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. And then we are going to be adding a rem and 2M. See how that goes. And padding. Alright, that is still not enough. We are going to actually no, we are going to instead change this to cards. So that we are going to make it so the header has a background color, and we are going to give it. It seems like it's just normal. Oh, cheers. Yeah. Background color to FF. Nice. Then we are going to set the main to the background color of the variable. Seems like cyan. Let's see if that is right. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then finally, we got the footer, which we are going to give a background color of grayish. Whoop. Don't forget about the variable now. Grayish blue. Alright, it looks like this, and that is definitely not the color for the footer. So what we're going to do is change that. Seeing how the colors is like this, I'm guessing it's going to have like maybe like a lighter color, some short like that. So probably like let's try 100%. We can do about like 80. 80 seems to be pretty good, right? Hey, okay. It's a little bit lighter, but I think we can put it down a little bit more. Hey, welcome random viewer bot. Don't know what that means, but sure. Ah, you know you made it when you have viewer bots, eh? I guess. Um, Next up we are going to edit our. Oh wait, no. We are going to give each of these a class, and we are going to call it. Hmm. Maybe I'll call it padding, since I'm unable to think of a name right now. Let's give each of these a padding class, so that we can give each and every one of the cards a padding. Seems like the top is a lot more, so probably like 3 RAM. Oh wait, no, that's too much. 2 RAM, 1 RAM. Okay, alright. This looks pretty good, but I think it's just 1 RAM all around. If it doesn't look right, then I will definitely be changing that a little bit. Looks pretty right to the design. But I do need to increase the RAM from the top though for the body. So let's do that. Let's change that to 4 RAM. Mm, we can definitely make it more. Okay, that is about right. Cool. Next up, we are going to start editing the H1, H2s. It seems like it's close to the default font size, which we set it to 16. So we will change the font size to about 18 pixels. And then we will be changing the H2 to the font size of 17 pixels. That's nice. And then we are going to be giving a giving oh that's interesting. That is interesting. I think this is where the night gray comes in. Yep, cool. So we are going to change the text of all these. Yeah. We're going to change the color to the variable night gray, because it seems like all the text in the design is completely white, except for the header, except for the context inside of the header. And what I'm going to do with that is to just edit that. So we are going to copy this, paste it here, change this to main. You don't need to do this, but I'm doing it because this is a nice organizing tool. which I have made. Well, I mean, someone has to made this already, but this is how I organize stuff, and it's going to be quite easier in the near future when there's like thousands of code. Inside the main, we are going to. Oh, I mean, inside the header, not the main, the header. Inside the header, we are going to change the h1. We are going to change the color of that to the variable. It seems like Scion. To change it into the variable Scion. That's nice. And then we are going to change the h2. And we are going to change it to the variable. My shift line wasn't working there for some reason. Bright yellow, that's nice. And then finally, we will be giving the paragraph in the header a color as well. We are going to give it the color of the variable grayish blue. Okay, nice. It kind of looks alright. Kind of. Good. And since this is the only paragraph in the design, for the header, we are also going to give a 9 height to about 1 rem, but I think that's a little bit too big. Oh wait, no, it's not. Oh wow, really? 16 pixels is not that. That's interesting. But 2 rem is a little bit too big, so 1.5. Nice. Now we have that nice little line space in between each like break in the sentence or words. Paragraph? Yeah, paragraph. No, that doesn't make sense though. But you know what I noticed? It seems like the 16 pixels font size for the paragraph is actually not bigger than what's shown in the design, which means probably the 16 pixels is for H2, which means that we will have to change the pixels for the paragraphs instead. So if that's the case, then probably change the font size. Wait, no. Looking at this design between these and no, I think the default size is a lot different than what's on the. What font rate do we have? Alright, we only have 400 and 700. So we do font rate to 400. And then we make it so that the H1, H2, and then yeah, that's it. We change the font rate of those to 700. And then we can start editing our code a little bit. It seems like the padding in the cards are not the right amount that I think they are supposed to be. Yeah. Let's change it to 2 RAM instead, all around. That should definitely give us the right one. Yeah, okay, it's about the same. Probably 2 RAM, yeah. Yeah, probably 2 RAM. And then we are going to change the paragraph to make it so that the font size is Font size is about 14 pixels, I'm guessing. 15. Default? I guess it is default. But why does it seem so larger than the design? It might be just me, but it just seems larger than the design. Hmm. Could it be the width of the padding? No, that should seem right. I could know it a little bit, but I think it's all on the font size, which means the default 61 that gave us is not the right one. Hmm. Well, let's change the paragraph to the font size of 12 pixels. See how that goes. Okay, 13. 14. 10. Ooh, okay, so this is going to be quite interesting on finding the right. Let's go back to the card. Let's go for the left and right to be 1.5 RAM. Let's lower the padding a little bit to see if we can somehow find the. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. It was the padding, as you can see here. It looks the same as the design now. Nice. Cool. Now it's time to add some padding to the top and bottom of some of the codes. If I can see here, that is H1, that is H1. Cool. So what we can do is add it to this right here, this main part. We are going to add a margin. We're going to go margin bottom, about 1 rem. That's nice. And then we are also going to put a margin bottom on the H2 as well. Nice. Hey, I think the first box is complete. Not bad, eh? Look at that. Nice. Let's move on to the second card and then the third card. Oh, box. Yeah, I won't have their own definitions of stuff. I think I'm using card wrong, but cool. Monthly subscriptions. I think the font is pretty good. But I think it's a H2 actually. Yeah, I think it's a H2. Nice. Now we are going to copy and organize this. This is going to be the main. And inside that main, we are going to be changing the paragraph. So we are going to look for the span in the paragraph end of main, and we are going to edit that span by increasing the size of it. But first, let's change the font rate to 700, and then let's change the font size to about It seems to be bigger than the H1, which has a font size of 18 pixels. So this is going to be about, let's say, 22 pixels, and see how it goes. Ooh, okay, no, it needs to be a lot more than that. Okay, how about 30 pixels? Okay, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. We're also going to change the main paragraph and change it so it's aligning itself to the center, but I don't believe that works without some sort of effects, because I guess, as you can see in the design, this is in the middle. Yeah, I believe that is going to be quite difficult, because this only works with, no, I think justify items is horizontal, not vertical. Oh wait, unless, no, text align to the center does not work here. No, cool. Um, I guess I can encase this with a div. Oops, forgot to yep. And then we are going to call this the class center align. Nice. So we are going to sort the center align class and then set it so the display is flex and then align items to the center. Content? Yeah. Just so content is horizontal. Um. Hmm. Did it wrong? I'm pretty sure it was using flex to align the packet of cells to the center. Mm. Mm. Let me see here for a second. Mm. Hmm. Well, that's interesting. Well, I guess I could change this to two different views. Yeah, I guess I can do that. So this one can be on its own, and then this one will be changed to this one. So the reflects, it can do something like that, and then probably make this the nymph child. Well, actually, we don't really need to do that because this is basically the first and that final. So we're going to cast this the first child. There we go. There we go. And then for the main last child, we are going to give a padding left about 1 rem. Nice. And then we are going to change the color. Change it into a variable of I think the light gray would be good, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Yep. Okay, so that means what we need to do is to change the opacity to about 50%. How is 50%? Alright, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Nice. And since we are here, we are going to give a padding to the center line. Now we are going to give a margin bottom about 1 rem so that we can push this whole section down. Ooh, actually I think this and this is connected, right? Do you want to put it inside of the effect? No, we're going to keep it outside. We're going to keep this on the outside. So instead of putting the margin bottom here, we are going to put it on the let's go with the button. Margin top 1 rem. And just in case we have in the future there's more buttons, we are going to just put this main here, which means that we're looking for the button inside of the main. That's nice. Look pretty good. Hey, we got 4 bots today. Look at that. Go on. I don't really know what those bots like actually do, but what I do know is YouTube will ban them. So wherever they're doing, it's not doing that much harm. But I don't even know what that means. So oh, I think that need to be. I think that's pretty good, but it kind of looks weird. Okay, and then we are going to change the width to 100% of the screen. And then we are going to increase this padding. And we are going to make it so the padding is about 1 rem. Just see how big that goes. Okay, 1 rem seems to be good. That's nice. Next up, we are going to be adding a border radius. About 50 pixels. Okay, well, that's a little bit too much. Let's make it so that it's 10 pixels. That's usually the right amount. That's nice. And then next up, let's make the border to 0 because we don't want the back border around there. And then we are then going to change the color. We are going to change the color of the text to, I think that is night gray. I'm not really sure. And then we are going to change the background color to the variable bright yellow. That's nice. I'm really not sure if the text is like white or night gray because they're really similar. So I'm not really sure about that, but this is what our button is looking like right now. What we need to do next is we will be adding a font array and changing that to 700 because that font array does not look the same. And we will be increasing the size, font size to about 18 pixels, 16 pixels. Nice. It looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Um okay, this text and this text does not look the same at all. Is it because I'm using the wrong color? Because I feel like the font is good, but I feel like it's the I feel like it's the color. No, unless it's the font, right? I think my text is bold for some reason. Um, hmm. We can do this because the paragraphs in the main are already edited, so that means I can change the font size to oh wait, we don't have 300, we have 400. I think it's actually the color. But that's already night gray, so hmm. There's really not much I can do. Hmm. It might be because of the image. Probably about the image. Because the font rate is 400 and 700. There's no more less than that because from the style guide. So probably the image is a bit different, but kind of doubt it. Hmm. Good. Also, we need to add a margin bottom from the center line and give it like 0.5 rem because it does seems like it has a tiny little bit of padding, just a tiny little bit of padding from the sign. Cool. Next up, oops, no, come back. Okay. Um, we are going to be oh wait, no, what we need to do is lower the border radius to about 5 pixels because it doesn't seem to be that rounded. What we need to do now is give a nice black border, I mean a nice box shadow. We are going to create a box shadow 0 0. This is the one thing that I am not good at, like the box shadows. Maybe it's variable light gray. No, it can't be that. Scion? No, because that don't make sense because that is going to be the same as the. Well, actually, Mm, how about we use this instead? But intensify it. Hmm. Mm, I'm really not sure what to do with the. Let's see. But probably like grayish blue, and then probably change that to like be a little bit lower. Mm, this is going to be taking the most of my time. Hmm. Because the thing is, I can't get the right number. One. um. Hmm. Just doesn't seem right. I don't know. Um. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Um. Could it be because it's not that it's the border? 1 pixel solid, and then the color is gonna be a variable of grayish blue. Change that to about 3 pixels. Nah, let's scratch the idea. Let's get more going. But that is this is our button to the design. There might be some sort of box shadow right here because it seems like darker in this area, but I'm not really sure of what the color is. Probably like a custom design color where they edited the color a little bit. But if that's the case, then I don't know why they wouldn't put it in the style sheet. But mm, who knows? Okay, next up we are going to be doing this final design for the footer design. I mean. Actually, I want to try something real quick. If I change. Oh, that looks really good. Oh, that looks really good. Look at that. Look at that. Hey, thank you, Google. Oh, that looks really good. Okay. I'm remembering this and using it from now on. All right, let's go. Next up we are going for. Oh, now that I'm looking at it, the color does not match. So what we need to do is scroll back up to where we changed the color. And we will need to edit this a little bit. It's too nice, so probably like a little bit darker, probably like 10 more percent. Probably like 10 more percent. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, that looks about right. Also, from the design, we also have a border radius, so we forgot to do that. So what we need to do is add a border radius to. Oh, that's interesting. Now, do they add a border radius to the top card and then the bottom card, or do they add a border to the whole entire div? Um, I'm looking at this design and I think this is inside of a div, but it would not mix. Huh. Sure. And then let's put this inside. Oh, whoops. Let's put this inside of here. That's nice. And then we will be editing the border red. We are going to put it right here. And we'll be calling it border red. And we will be giving this a border radius of 10 pixels. That's nice. And then we will be doing overflow hidden. And that doesn't work because the border red isn't the same as. Nah, let's scratch this idea. Let's scratch that idea. I think I'm going to put the body radius on what I have chosen instead. Yeah, because I can add a meter curve for the bigger screens to change it, so that's pretty good. As a size, we are going to do the border radius. It would be top. What's that? Well, that's about right. Border radius. I just did the same thing. That's nice. And then we will copy this and then go to the footer. but instead of the top, we will go bottom. Nice. And we look at our design. Nice. And now they have the border. I think from the design they did 5 pixels instead of 10. I think that was a little bit too much. Cool. The design is looking pretty good right now, and it's literally almost complete. Well, the mobile version anyway. But the desktop version should be quite easier for us. Nice. And finally, we have gotten into the footer. And with this, we are going to change the unorganized a bit to change the uh, nest style to none to remove the bullet points. And then we are going to change the nest side. We are going to change the color of it to the variable from light gray. Oh, wait a second. How about to Scion? Because this would be the. Oh wait. Well, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Don't do that. Don't do that. But looking from the design, it's kind of weird. It could be because the font size. Yeah, definitely because of the font size. So we are going to change the font size to about 14 pixels to see how that goes. Okay, it's getting smaller. Well, we change the font rate to 400. And that didn't change anything. So it's R for the corners, eh? No, that's just a little bit too blind. So how do we fix this? Something like that. What's light gray? Light gray is this. Cool. So we are going to paste this here, and we are going to edit it. Just a tad, you know. Not like 40%, but I think that's a little bit, 70%, 80. That looks pretty good. It's it's still brighter than the design, but it's really unsure if they don't give me the exact colors of it. Unless they did, and it's up to me to find the alpha. I mean, that would be pretty cool, but to my eyesight, I feel like 80 is like good, but it seems like my font rate is just too much. We're going to give a 9 height about 2 rem to see how that goes. Too much. Alright, 1 rem. 1.3? 0.2. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah. And as for now, I shall call the phone version of this complete. Yeah, man, not bad, eh? Hmm. Something's not right though. Is it me or like my design is actually a lot smaller than it is? Well, this is a little bit bigger, so Probably increasing the font rate of the paragraph. I mean font size. No. Rask Tech. Oh, nice. Welcome. I don't know if you're you're the fifth bot today or a real person, but hey, welcome either way. Hell yeah. More bots. Oh, well, that might be a person. Who knows? I don't know YouTube anymore. I don't even know why bots are here, but you know. Cool. Alright, next up, let's create the almighty desktop design. Nice. And we will be using grid for this one. I'm kind of rusty on the grid styling, so this is going to be quite interesting. No, it has to be in a div, right? Because these three sections are going to be. I guess I was right with the div part. I guess I was wrong about the border part. But it didn't work when I put a border radius, so what did I do wrong? Who knows? Let's set the. This is nice, this is what it looks like, and we will need to change it into this. That's gonna be fun. First off, we are going to make this a grid. So let's go to the. I guess we can do something like here. Yeah, let's make it. All right, this is gonna be a meter query. So let's make it down here. That's where I always put it. Meter screen, and the minimum width has to be 1440 pixels, and then we will be calling the grid class, giving it a template, a grid template columns, repeat 2 times for one fraction. That's the size. And then we will also give a grid template rows and give them a repeat of 2 of one fraction. So there is 2 rows maximum. Something like that. And then we will be giving each of them a grid component. Or I don't think component was the right word for this, but actually no, we don't need to make this. We can just do it here. This is basically like a grid space. The header is a grid area of header. Don't need a gotcha. Don't need the okay, I'm getting too used to Python. I mean JavaScript. Grid area main, and then for the footer, grid area footer. Nice. And then we'll do grid template areas. That's nice. And this is going to be quite interesting. This is going to be header, main, and then footer. Nice. Let's see how this design works. It's not okay. That's Did there something wrong? I don't think so. I don't think I did anything wrong. Why is the design still? All right, it's not in full size. It's still being like this though. Have I done something wrong with the grid? I am a bit rusty, so that could have been something with it. But let's inspect this and see what's wrong with the grid. Oh, I know what's wrong. I forgot the most important part. Display grid. I missed the most important part, of course. Good. And then there we go. Now it looks like a grid. Ta-da. That's nice. And then we will be also aligning. I think it was item center. Align item center. And then justify content center. No, because that is for the grid, right? I want this to be its own thing as well. Oh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I can just that's the body. Display. I think grid. Grid is like the most easiest one. Let's put it under padding. I like not padding. Align items to the center and justify content to the center. So that should be in the center of the screen. And then we are going to make that the and make it so that the view height is 100% of the screen. Why is there a huge? Why is there like a huge gap here? Is it because of the padding? If that's the case, then what I can do is. Oh, actually, let's add one of these here as well. Because just in case some things went wrong with the phone version. Smiley face. And let's change the padding to 0. That's good. That's good. I think all this was still normal. Yep. Alright, there we go. Now it is centered. That is great, actually. That's pretty good. Yes. Now let's also make it so that the we don't have the borders. Nice. And then something's wrong here. Can we put a border radius on the grid? Don't feel like it. Think so. That's interesting. And then for the footer, it is bottom right, 5 pixels, and finally we'll add a main here, and we are going to cut and paste this here, and add a nice. Oh, there you go. Nice footer. Now we need to change this to this. So probably like some sort of padding. Hello, welcome other bot. Welcome. Welcome to thy stream. We are going to be alt tabbing now. Yeah, we're going to be alt tabbing now. Cool. Let's give a padding to the left and right of the screen. So let's put that on the body. So for top and that, and for the padding to the left and right, let's do 5 RAM to see how that goes for now. Oh, holy, okay, right. Okay, that's a little bit too much, but you know, it's getting there. It's getting there. That's a little bit too much. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. We can definitely do like 25 RAM. I think what's also different is that there is a lot more padding inside of these circles. So what we need to do is edit this and change it so the overall padding seems to be the same, so we are going to get rid of this and let's set it to about 5 RAM. Oh yikes. Probably not 5 RAM, 2 RAM? I think 2 RAM is a little bit too short, so let's try 3 RAM. 2.5. Okay, alright, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks about alright. I think so. I feel like it looks about alright. I think now it's time to edit this part, which I think we'll need to increase the font size of the paragraph to be a lot more than what we think. So that is in the header, and then we are just going to copy and paste this here. I think it is recommended to use only one video screen, but I rather use these underneath each section so I know what each one is like about, and it helps me organize. But it's up to you, depending on what you want to do. So I want to change the header P. Let's change the font size to 16 pixels. Oh, okay, there you go. I feel like this is definitely not shorter than that. But I don't think it's because of the... Interesting. What is this about? H2 has a padding underneath, so we can do something like... We can change this a little bit. Make it so that the padding... Wait, is it from the start? Yes, it is. Okay, so we can change the margin bottom for this H2 and only this H2 to about 0.5 rem. Nice. Hey, this is pretty good. What do you guys think? I feel like this is as close as it's going to get. But what I do need to change is the H1 and then the H2 because that definitely looks different. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Okay, because for the H2 needs to be right underneath the width, so we will need to increase the size of these. What is the H1 and H2 normally? About 18 pixels, so um let's give them 20 pixels for now to see how that goes. Okay, that's that's a little bit too much. Let's go with H2 first. How's 19 font? That's a little bit too much. Okay, how about 18 pixels? That's still a little bit too much. Okay, how about that's a little bit too short, I'm guessing. Yep. 14. Nope. Just a little bit more. How's 16? Nope, just a little bit more. 18. That looks good. And the community for the wine need to be right just a little bit further than the money right here. So let's go with let's go with 30 pixels to see where it needs to. Okay, we can lower that. Let's go for 25 pixels. Oh, that looks just about right, but we can lower this a little bit. Probably like 23 pixels. And okay, right, no, never mind. 24 pixels? Okay, nice. As you can see here, this looks pretty much dead on. Nice. Alright. But what I want to do is make this a responsive website. So as you can see here, this is for 1440. This is for the 375. I would stop here, but I want to make this responsive. So, well, I mean, we don't need to for the design of what they recommend. What they for mobile and then desktop for this type of pixels resolution. But this is the fun part. Now let's see how this breaks. Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's pretty good. Oh, hey, hey. I mean, no screen is just small, but hey, this looks pretty good. Let's go do all the different designs, shall we? This is what I'm gonna do. I don't know what any of these phones are, so just bear with me. Hey, you have like a old phone, there you go. Yeah, or we have like a good old X. There you go. That's what it looks like right there. And you have an iPad. Bam, there you go. Look at that. Hey, that's kind of pretty cool, eh? If you have like a Galaxy Fold, it looks like this. It's kind of cool. I think Galaxy S5 is like the Android, right, or something like that. Something like that. Who knows? And with that, I believe that looks pretty good. But let's return this back. For the past designs, I forgot to add this back in. And I think I am going to add it at the bottom of this div. That's not bad. Did they have a... Yeah, they did. Let's cut that out. I don't like the CSS to be inside of the HTML. That's just me though. Let's copy and paste this, and then this is going to be called the I'm gonna call this me. This is nice. And then we are going to text 9 to the center. Yep. And then what also need to happen is to change the color of this to like that. Yes. Change his name, and then let's put this to my YouTube channel. Nice. And then, oh, nice. I'm getting views. Hello to everyone who are viewing my videos, and hello to everyone who is here. Change that to that link, so when you press it, it should go to my YouTube. But other than that, that is the end of that challenge or project where everyone works. And with that, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Yeah.